So how many people are excited to start the new year and have a fabulous 2003? Don't we all do. Every year at this time, we always are pushing our attention towards a happier and a better, a more joyful, successful, and prosperous life. And the tradition we have in our culture is that we begin setting resolutions, setting goals, and intentions. And so here are some, and tell me if any of them might sound familiar. Lose weight, get in better shape, spend more time with the family, read more, have more balance, learn something new, be more disciplined, get out of debt, find a new job, finish your degree, or start a master's degree, start your own business, meet Miss or Mr. Right, increase your income, and plan your dream vacation. Any of those sound familiar? And so what happens as a pattern that we have is setting it is that by the end of January, most of us have given up or even forgotten what our resolutions are. And then at the end of the year, we get excited that another New Year's coming, and we start thinking, what are the things I want for my resolutions for the year? And we write down, lose weight, get in better shape, find more families, spend more time. And sometimes it seems like the list doesn't really change. We just change the date. We just change the year on them. But sometimes we can change our resolutions a lot. Like listen to the progression of the changing of resolutions year after year with this guy. 2017, I will get my weight below 180 pounds. 2018, I will watch my calories until I get down below 190 pounds. 2019, I will follow my new diet rigorously until I get below 200 pounds. 2020, I will try to develop a more realistic attitude about my weight. 2021, I will work out 5 days a week. 2022, I will work out 3 days a week. 2023, I will try to drive past a gym at least once a week. Can anybody relate to any of that of it? So I've been thinking, about my spirituality and about the new year. And I'm thinking about, did other spiritual teachers and leaders, did they have New Year's resolutions? I don't think Jesus had a New Year's resolution, or I don't think Buddha or Paramahansa Yogananda or Krishna or St. Francis of Assisi or Meister Eckhart or Teilhard de Chardin. I think they were more in pursuit of deeper things, to deepen their feeling and their experience of God, to have a deeper soul connection, to be the full embodiment and the full expression of the amazing souls that they came here to be. They were focused on what they could do for humanity and to make this world a better place, to know their oneness with the divine, to immerse their minds in the mind of God. When Jesus said, seek ye first his kingdom and his righteousness, to me, I think he was talking about this. I want, for my resolution, my intention, my goal for this year is to seek God with all my heart and to go deeper into the divine within myself, deeper than I've allowed myself to go before. I want for myself and for all of us to have seeking God with all of our hearts and seeking God first to be our priority, our purpose, our intention, our passion and our plan for this year. Because when he said, seek ye first and all these things will be added unto you, what he was saying is, don't just keep playing at the superficial level of your needs, that there's a much deeper level of joy and happiness and wisdom and fulfillment and peace that will include those things, but there is so much more. That we literally rob ourselves when we play at that surface level of just asking and seeking for things than the depth of what our souls can experience and achieve and express and the greater difference that we can make. Who'd like to feel a deeper experience and a more profound feeling and expression of God in your life? I would say that would be all of us and should be all of us. I created a theme for this year, and this theme is deeper into the divine. Learn how to be in 23. And we're going to support you with classes of how to meditate, classes of how to be still and enter into the silence and go to that deeper place where we could tap in to levels of peace and love and wisdom and inspiration and creativity that we've not allowed ourselves to experience before. Each month is going to have a disciple and a power that we're going to focus on. January is faith. that we want to embody faith. We want to be faith. And so our affirmation today was, I am filled with faith. Let's say that together. I am filled with faith. And for us to be the embodiment of faith, to be faith in expression, we need to go deeper like Jesus and Yogananda and all the teachers, all the great spiritual teachers, by practicing being still and listening on a much deeper level. You know, Ajashanti said, truth is always speaking to us. The voice might be quiet, but it is ever present, always guiding us and helping us to navigate through the rivers of life with perfect intelligence. But the question is, are we listening? Are we tuning in? And are we allowing ourselves to go deeper than just a superficial, to a deeper place where there is a fountain, an unlimited reservoir of wisdom and peace? Eckhart Tolle said, true intelligence operates silently. Stillness is where creativity and solutions to problems are found. In Scripture it says, be still and know that I am God. And listen to the still small voice of God. They did a study at Duke University of the connection between silence and neurogenesis. And the professor found this. He said, while studying adult males, I found that 2 hours of silence per day prompted and promoted cell development in the hippocampus, the brain region related to the formation of memory and involving the senses. That literally 2 hours of silence a day for mice showed an increased level of development. And even though it was of their brain cells, it shows all of these quotes and ideas are showing the power of silence and the willingness to go deeper, that there are levels of wisdom and peace and joy that we've never allowed ourselves to tap into. But we have to be willing to go deeper. We have to be willing to be still. We have to be willing to be silent. Blaise Pascal in the 1650s said this. He said, all of man's misfortunes stem from one thing, man's inability to sit quietly alone and to have inner stillness. We rob ourselves of so much resources, so much wisdom, so much peace, so much inspiration and guidance by not being still, by not being willing to listen and to go deeper. The White Stone Ceremony is based on the belief that God has a plan and a purpose for all of our lives, that God has so much wisdom, so much goodness, so much love available, but we must be willing to be still and listen, to tap into it, to allow it to come forth and allow it to come through us. And so Reverend David Williamson really created this White Stone Ceremony, and it is his metaphysical interpretation of the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 17. I'm going to read it, and then I'll give you the interpretation of it and how it is calling us to be still and to listen and to go deeper. Is that rain? Okay. I thought it was a bunch of bugs flying over, but apparently not. Okay, here we go. Let anyone who has an ear listen to what the Spirit is saying to the churches. To everyone who conquers, I will give some of the hidden manna, and I will give a white stone. And on the white stone is written a new name that no one knows except the one who receives it. So let's just break that down a bit. Notice the writer says, let anyone who has an ear listen, and to everyone who conquers. To anyone and everyone means that it includes everyone. No one is excluded from being able to tap in to the Spirit of God. But we need to do some work. It's available to anyone and everyone, but it's to anyone who will listen, who will pause in their life to be still, to slow down, and to not try to just run around and outthink everything, is to tap in and by being willing to listen. And then the second one is to everyone who conquers, to anyone who is willing to rise above the challenges and not just get stuck in life and feel like you're trapped, to dwell in negativity, but someone who is willing to see the positive, who is willing to move forward in faith, who has a deep desire for a better and a more fulfilling life. To those who will listen And to those who have a spirit that is willing to conquer, to learn, to grow, to risk, and to move forward, they will get three things. And the first one is hidden manna. Remember, manna was that bread that the children of Israel got, and it was their daily bread. They couldn't hoard it. It spoiled at the end of the day. And so it is to trust that God will give you your wisdom and your guidance and spiritual nourishment daily. You ever felt like you needed to know all the steps before you were willing to start? And the truth is you don't. You just need your daily bread. You just need the inspiration and guidance of the next step, and you've got to be able to trust and just take that next step, knowing that future steps will be revealed to you when you need to. It is to embody faith so much and knowing that God has a plan, but all you need to know is the next step. You don't need to worry about, seeing every single step down the path. So you'll get your hidden manna. You'll get your daily nourishment, your daily bread. The next step. And next one, it says the white stone. Back then there was a custom that when prisoners were released, that they would get a white stone to prove that they were free, that they were no longer imprisoned. And symbolically, that represents to all of us that to realize we're free. Sometimes you ever feel stuck in your life? I'm sure some of us at times have felt trapped and limited and held back, but that's not really the truth. The truth is you're free, that nothing is holding you back, that you're free to choose, you're free to change, you're free to create. You are absolutely free. Nothing is holding you back. We hold ourselves back, but nothing in reality is actually holding it. It is an affirmation, that white stone in your hand, that you are absolutely free, that you are unlimited. I am free. Together, I am free. I am free to choose. Together, I am free to choose. I am free to change. I am free to change. I am free to create. I am free to create. I am free. Together, I am free. So you get daily guidance. You get the awareness that you're free. And then the third one is a new name. In the Bible, names often represented people's direction or their nature. Like Moses, his name means to be drawn out. He was drawn out of the Nile. He drew the children of Israel out of slavery in Egypt. And so a name really represents your nature or your spiritual direction or your purpose. And so when it says, I will give you a new name on this stone, it is that you will get a direction, that you will get a purpose and a plan. Your soul is calling you for something, and it is listening to that word. It's not necessarily a name. It could be joy. It could be peace. It could be to stand firm. It could be to let go. I don't know what it is for you, but I guarantee you that your soul is calling you to something deeper than you've allowed yourself to live so far. And so this guidance of a sense of direction and purpose to our lives is available to each and every one of us. And then I love when it says, and no one knows it except the one who receives it. And that means that nobody could go to that secret place for you. No one can, listen and tune into God for your soul's purpose except you. And that's what I think that is so powerful and important to realize. This is an inside job, and it's your job. It's a part of your calling to seek your spirit at a deeper level and to open yourself to allow that wisdom and that guidance and that sense of purpose to come forth in your life. So what it is saying, so let anyone or everyone who is willing to listen, who has got a spirit and a willingness to conquer and overcome, that they will receive the manna, your daily guidance. You'll receive a white stone, the awareness that you are free to change and choose and create. And then that you will get your new name. You will get, what your guidance and purpose for your life at this stage of your life is. But you've got to be willing to listen. You've got to be willing to tune in. And it isn't an easy thing. This is important, powerful spiritual work. Being still is not easy. Listening to Spirit, it sounds easy, but it's not easy. Anybody ever meditate and your mind wanders on the grocery list or whatever else is going on? It's not easy. I always say with meditation, your mind is always going to wander, but you just gently bring it back. Keep bringing it back to your intention. Keep bringing it back to your breath. Keep bringing it back by focusing on God. And I always say, you got to be patiently persistent. Patiently persistent. Don't get mad. Just keep bringing it back. Get clear with your attention and bring your mind back. And the thing is, to listen means to listen with a reverential alertness. That is to, like someone's going to tell you a secret, you listen attentively and joyously. Because God has a plan and purpose for your life. The question is, are you willing to listen? So we're going to enter a little 4 or 5 minute meditation of practicing listening. And nothing may happen in it, but I guarantee you just being available to God and practicing on a regular basis, being still and listening and going deeper, and whether it's now or whether it's later, it will start coming. It's a skill that we have to practice. Sometimes we think, I tried it once, it didn't work. It's like, no, it's like any other skill in your life. One piano lesson isn't going to do it. One workout at the gym. It is a regular, consistent thing. You think it's a coincidence Jesus prayed like 5 times a day? It was that consistency of consciousness, that opened his mindset to live and express God at the level that he did. So we're going to try this. You got your stone, you got a pencil, because if it comes to you, I want you to write it down. And if not, take the stone home. And when it does come through, you might be doing the laundry, you might be driving down the road. But if it doesn't come in this moment, it will come as a result of your willingness to listen, your willingness to be still, and your willingness to go deeper into the divine. So I invite you to close your eyes now. Take a deep breath and just relax, centering on your intention to seek God with all your heart, to go deeper and listen to the still, small voice of God. In that awareness, let the word of these songs help us to enter that space of going deeper.
Something's calling me. Something's calling me. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before.
With an intention to seek God with all your heart and to go deeper into a feeling and experience and awareness of the living activity of God in you. I invite you to take a deep breath and just let go. In the awareness of knowing that God has a plan and purpose for your life, and that your soul has been called here to do amazing and wonderful things. I just want you to tune in at a deeper level and just listen. Ask Spirit, reveal thyself to me. Reveal my next spiritual step. Reveal the thing I am meant to embody and to share with the world. Hold that question in attention and just listen. Just let that desire in you to seek God with all your heart and to know a more profound experience of God and life. Just go deeper and just listen. Even with the noise of the outer rain, we listen deeply within. Even if it feels like nothing's happening, know that there's nothing greater you can do in this moment for a fulfillment of your life than making yourself fully available to God. Fully surrendering and listening with reverential awareness. Take one more deep breath. Relax, surrender, and go a little deeper as you seek God and listen for another minute. So if your word or name has come to you, we give thanks for it and write it down on the stone. If it hasn't come, we give thanks, knowing it will come. And we give thanks standing at the beginning of this new year with this powerful intention to open our hearts and go deeper than we've ever been before, to allow that Spirit of God in us to express and to be fully embodied by each of us, knowing that it will not just be a blessing to us, but it will be a blessing to our families, our community, and our world. Something's calling you deeper than we've ever known before. We just open ourselves to be fully willing to allow God to express through us by going deeper into the divine. So we pray this and affirm this all through the name and the power of the living Christ Spirit. And so it is. Amen. Having goals and intentions are great. But this year, why don't we try something kind of new and different and making our only intention to seek God first, to make it a priority, and to seek God with all of our heart by being still on a regular basis and being willing to listen with reverential alertness to what the Spirit in us is calling us to in this new year. This year, let's all make the commitment to go deeper into the divine and to be in 2003. God bless you all.